The next thing we're gonna make is what we lovingly in my house call a lazy lasagna. So if you are Italian, close your ears. This is not traditional. And we're gonna vary from your recipe just slightly on this one. And we're gonna add a little teaspoon of the basil pesto to the ricotta cheese. Ricotta, I know. It's okay, the Texas girl in me is never gonna get that right. And then we're just gonna stir that around a little. So we have a plain cheese ravioli here. And we really tried to think of what are some appliances that you have right in your dorm room that would make it really easy to make something like this. And what we came up with is my trusty little hot pot here. This is gonna boil water in just a couple of minutes. And guess what? If you're ever making some soup, or you want to quickly boil some ravioli, because we don't need this to be completely boiled. We actually want it to be just kind of al dente. We're gonna put this in here, put our lid back in, and let it boil. Thank you. And then when that's done, again, we're not getting it to completely cooked because we're gonna cook it in the microwave. So we just wanna heat it up because it's frozen right now. We're using frozen ravioli. We're using some mozzarella cheese, some Parmesan cheese, little ricotta. We put some basil pesto in there. And then instead of, we do have some basil leaves and we're gonna put those on top, but we're also gonna put a little layer of spinach in there as well. Once we layer that, we're gonna layer it sauce, ravioli, cheese, sauce, ravioli, cheese, in between there. You know, they had a little dance going earlier today.
Spinach.
In the middle, we're gonna put a little layer of spinach in there, and that's just to bump up the nutrition a little bit. And then I'm gonna show you how to, a really easy way to slice up your basil, put a little on top, put it in the microwave. The other way we've done it over here, you will see later, this is the way I do it at my house because we're not doing it by the mug. We have 4 people in our house. Is you can actually layer this up in any sort of baking dish. Depending on the number of people that you're going to be feeding, you could do a small dish, you could do a larger dish, and then you're going to cook it until it's bubbly and brown and your pasta's done, and then that's your simple meal. Literally takes about 5 minutes just to layer it up. Kendra layered it up for me earlier. And then you just throw it in the oven. Again, we kind of tried to keep this simple today. So again, you're gonna put it in there 350 to 375 degrees until it's brown and bubbling, which for this one is gonna be about 35 minutes. But that's if you're doing a large portion. This one right here, you're gonna go in the microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes. Check to see if it's done because we're boiling our pasta ahead of time. So check your pasta and then go in 30-second intervals until you get it to where you want it to be. So super simple mug meal. We're gonna let those boil for a second. All right, so we boiled our noodles in our little hot pot here. I don't know about you guys, but I lived off my hot pot when I was in college.
Rice cooker.
I used it for everything. Rice cookers work great for this too. You can actually boil them in a little bowl in the microwave. I just find this to be really handy because I can leave it boiling while I'm working on some other stuff. And again, we didn't go all the way to completely done on these because we're gonna microwave them. We're gonna lay them out, let them dry out just a little bit, and then we're gonna layer it up in our cup. Okay. So this is super simple mug lasagna. We're going to use jarred sauce. Nobody cringe on me. You can use your fresh sauce if you want. When I'm at home, I actually do make my own fresh sauce, but again, we're going for lazy lasagna, remember. So we're going to go for whatever's pretty simple. All right. So we're going to start with a spoonful of sauce in the bottom of each one of our mugs. Maybe a couple of spoonfuls. Or sometimes we measure with our heart how much we know we're going to eat. Then we're going to put a couple of ravioli in there, down in the bottom.
Sauce, ravioli, cheese.
Or you can use, these are, what was that?
Sauce, ravioli, cheese.
They're still doing their dance. Then we're going to put a little bit of cheese. We're going to put all the cheeses in here. Little in there. And then we're going to put a little mozzarella cheese. We're not going to put the Parmesan until the end. Sorry. Two more. Now, these are smaller ravioli. They're easier to find in the grocery store, but if you can find the large ones, I really do like to use the large ravioli because they'll just fit right down in the mug. So it kind of depends on what you can find here. And you're just going to keep layering until you get to the top. Go ahead, Kendra. What's the dance?
Spinach. Spinach. It says Spanish. Spinach.
Yeah,
Spinach. You got this.
Yes.
Spinach.
So in this second layer, we're going to put a little layer of spinach in here. We're going to do our cheese.
Also cheese.
We're going to do sauce.
Cheese.
Cheese. Little mozzarella. And then we're going to put some spinach.
Okay, you're doing 3 layers.
Yes.
Okay.
We're just bumping it up a little here. You don't have, if you don't like spinach, you don't have to put the spinach. You can actually put basil leaves in here instead of spinach. If you're going to put basil leaves, I would not put more than about 1 per layer because it'll get a little overpowering. And then we're going to layer it up again. So we're going to put a little bit of sauce. We're going to put the sauce over the spinach so that it has a little moisture in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to keep layering. I'm going to do the dance. Come on.
Sauce, ravioli, cheese.
So we put a little extra sauce over the spinach. Then we're going to put another layer of sauce over the ravioli. And we're going to put some cheese.
And you put pesto in that cheese?
Yes, I did put pesto in this. You don't have to do that. If you want a little bit thicker, you can add an egg, but it's not necessary in the microwave version. When I'm making it in the bigger tray at home, I usually do put 1 egg and stir it around in there. It just gives it a little more structure when you're going to cut it.
The egg acts as a thickener for you?
What?
You said the egg is like a thickener? Like
Yeah.
I got you.
So it kind of thickens it up. So we're going to put some mozzarella on top and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And of course, I chose the one that's not opened. We're just going to layer that on top, and then we're going to be all fancy, and I'm going to show you how to cut some basil to put on top to make it pretty.
Oh.
When you're chopping basil, lay all of your leaves. So I've got about 4 leaves here. I plucked them right off of our little herb garden over there. That's one of the benefits of having your herb gardens. You're going to stack them up in a little stack, and then we're going to roll them like a straw. Then take your knife and cut. We talked about this last time, but I don't think I said it earlier. You want to cut through. And we're going to cut these kind of fine. You don't have to cut them fine. I just think they're prettier this way.
Razzle dazzle.
And we're going to make our little mug look all fancy. So now, see, we've got little strands. We're going to put those right on top, and then we're going to put it in the microwave for, I believe, 3 minutes.